What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video. I wanted to do a little voiceover for this video. So last weekend, it was the hardest training volume of prep, and it started with Friday. So Friday we had a 4,025 yard swim, and honestly I think it was a little bit more than 4,000 yards because my watch was being a little wonky, but in total I think it was about 4,500 yards. But my watch read out 4,025 yards. But for the goal for this workout on the swim was 8x400, so 400 yard repeats, and we were doing this at zone 2. Every odd number was a swim freestyle, every even number was a pull with the paddles. After that we did 8x25 yards at zone 4, doing some sighting, so making sure that we're sighting twice every 25 yards, getting some good practice in there. And then we had a bit of a cool down and we just built up to over 4,000 yards. So that was definitely the longest swim of prep for sure. And overall felt really good, felt really strong. I feel like this year I probably have made the biggest improvements for my swimming, and feeling really confident heading into this year's race. After the swim, we had a 25-minute zone 1 to zone 2 shuffle jog, which just means, you know, shaking out the legs. So we did a total of 2.33 miles, ran for just over 21 minutes, and that was kind of my prep heading into a long bike ride the next morning. Now for Saturday morning was the biggest ride of the year so far. Breaking down the nutrition, this is what we did. We did 3 scoops in each bottle of Tailwind, so 70 grams in each bottle. Then I shaked it up, and then I poured each bottle into the Camelback that I literally just put in my stomach, in my tri-suit, and zip over it. Filled the bottles back up, 70 grams each, and that's it for the carbohydrates. Then we have ketone shots, taking 1 shot before the ride, and then taking a shot 1 to 2 hours in, 3 to 4 hours in, and around 5 hours in. All right, so we're off for the bike ride. This morning it was pretty overcast, which was great. It wasn't too hot. This summer I've been getting pretty smoked with hot weather, so it was nice to have a little bit of overcast, and it being in the low 70s was beautiful. It was perfect. So started off this ride with a bit of a warm-up. I believe it was a 20-minute warm-up, and then we have 5 hours and 45 minutes for the working sets, and then a 10-minute cool down. So 6 hours and 15 total. Ended up riding a total of 6 hours and 5 minutes at 113 miles. There was really no point of going further than that. I felt solid and was pretty happy with the ride. But anyways, my body felt really good heading into this morning. I typically will not eat any food heading into the ride just because I've gotten pretty accustomed to feeling a certain way, and anytime I introduce food I always end up having some sort of stomach issue along the way. So I have been accustomed to just going fasted. Obviously I'm carbing up the day before with some healthy carbs, so I do have that in my system heading into that workout. So it's not like I'm completely depleted. I'm definitely fueled up. I'm just not getting that morning meal that, you know, some people will do. But again, starting with the ketone shot, it gives me the energy that I need, the focus that I need, and it makes me just feel really good. So we immediately start fueling with carbohydrates, taking a sip around every 15 minutes, really making sure that I'm getting a serving, like a bottle serving, every hour. So in the pouch I have 3 hours, just making sure that I'm staying on top of that and not falling behind, which I did perfectly this ride. When we got to the working sets, it was 5 hours and 45 minutes, 125 to 145 watts. I believe I stayed around 138 to 140 watts for the duration of those 5 hours and 45 minutes, which was awesome. So pretty stoked about that. Okay, so let's talk about the ketones. So my first ketone was about an hour and a half in, and my thought process on this: take a ketone shot anytime you feel like you start to lose focus. So my theory is when you're locked in and you're riding, you feel good, and you start to lose a bit of focus, that might be early signs of fatigue. So with that thought in mind, anytime that I started to feel like I wasn't as focused, I was getting distracted, you know, kind of, you know, not focused on my cadence, not focused on my power. Anytime I started to feel like I fell off a little bit, that's when I took a ketone shot. So the first one is around 30 miles in, and literally it just felt like a hard reset on my brain. So anytime I took the ketone shot, it would just give me energy, it'd give me my focus back, and really would just hard reset me, which was pretty cool. So I used that strategy throughout the entire ride, and it was game changing, man. Like anytime I felt that lack of focus, I took it right away. I didn't wait. I was just ready. So I believe for this ride, it was an hour and 30 minutes in, I took one. I believe I took one at 3 hours and 30 minutes, and then I took one right at 5 hours. And then I had obviously the one before the ride too. So, so that could have varied. You know, maybe I could have felt good for a little bit longer, maybe a little shorter. I think dependent on the day, I think it really matters. Just for this ride, it ended up being an hour and a half, 3 hours, or 3.5 hours, and then 5 hours. So I think it was mile 30, mile 70, and mile 95. And that literally, you know, made me feel amazing the whole way through. So as far as the carbohydrates go, they are definitely necessary. So definitely do not fall behind on carbohydrates. It doesn't give you the same feeling as ketones, but I think the best way I can explain carbohydrates is it's just like you're just getting in your nutrients. So when you're riding for this long, it's so important to make sure that you're still getting your nutrients, or else your body's just not going to be able to sustain that long of a duration of a workout. So it's just like getting in your water. So making sure you're staying hydrated, making sure you're getting in your nutrition. It's just necessary. The ketones are like literally like a rocket fuel. So whenever you still start to feel the fatigue, take down a shot and you literally feel the rocket fuel. It's literally, you feel your brain reset, you feel your focus reset. It's a pretty amazing feeling. So there's definitely some difference, but they're both, or I guess in this case, all three necessary. Stay on top of your water, 1 bottle per hour. Stay on top of your carbohydrates within that bottle, and then take your ketones when you start to feel like you're fatiguing, and that's gonna really propel you. Also too, another thing that don't really show in this ride is salt tabs. So 1 to 2 salt tabs every hour, just to make sure you're not losing too much salt. Depending on the day, if it's hotter, you may need to take a little more. If not as hot, maybe you need to take a little less. In total, we did 113 miles, 6 hours and 5 minutes was the ride. After that, I had a run off the bike, and we did 25 minutes, 3.16 miles at a pace of 7:56. So I was definitely flying. What's up, family? It's the next day after we did the 113 mile bike ride. We also did a 3.5 mile run off the bike, which was good. It was like a 7:50-ish pace, which was a lot faster than I'm used to running on this program. So it's the day after. I'm feeling pretty sore, not gonna lie. Bones kind of hurt, hips are kind of sore, and we got the hardest run of the program today. We also have the recovery swim that we do every Sunday, and kind of like I've kind of gotten into this routine of busting out this swim first. So my body's pretty tight right now, so hopping in the pool first, it kind of just helps my body warm up a bit, get the muscles firing. And this recovery swim's nothing crazy at all, so we're just working on form, just getting in some active recovery, and that warms up my body. I'll probably hop in the sauna for a little bit too, get some good stretching in there at the gym. Maybe get some lunch first. I'll probably do that just because the run is a big one. For the run, we have 2 hours and 45 minutes. And it's an interesting run. This is going to be the hardest run that I've done in this training prep. So 55 minutes at a 9:01 to a 9:46 pace, 55 minutes at a 8:22 to a 9:01 pace, and 55 minutes at a 7:49 to an 8:22 pace. So we're slowly ramping up in 3 steps. That's 2 hours and 45 minutes total. So if I had to guess, probably 16 to 18 miles. The good thing is it's not too hot, so we got some overcast going, which should be really helpful for me, but it's gonna be a beast of a workout. But I'm feeling good about this week. I just want to get through this run first, and then I'll check in later, but I'm feeling good, and let's just crush this. Let's crush this day, and then we'll talk. Pulling up to Equinox right now. Let's bust out this swim. Goal for the swim on Sundays is really technique and recovery. As you can see, we started off with sculling, so we do some hand sculling first. These sequence of exercises are getting you used to properly pulling in the water, so it's all about feel in the water, and this drill is to make sure that you're feeling the proper way to pull the water. Second exercise is a bigger scull, where you're involving your elbows now, and this is just a progression step from the hand pulling. After that is a doggy scull, and a doggy scull is the next progression where it looks like you're taking a normal stroke, but your arm is not leaving the water. So when you're exiting, you stay in the water, and you're just feeling a big pull throughout the whole stroke. And the last one is back scull. So back scull, you are literally on your back and you're kind of pulling the opposite way. And guys, I'm telling you, when you add all these in, I did 4x25 of each. When you add all these in, you feel such an incredible muscle-mind connection when you actually start to get to the real swimming. And for the 100s, I was holding between a 120 and a 125. And on my last set, I pulled off a 114. All right, big ol' run, 2 hours, 45 minutes. Let's go. Mile 1, 9:07. Like I said, this workout ramps up 3 times. So we got 3 sets, 55 minutes. First round is slow. Second round is like 8 to 9 minutes. And then the last round is 7 to 8 minutes pace. So I think I'm going a little fast. Yeah, gotta slow down. I already took a ketone IQ right before I started. I have another one in my pocket. I've got 2 Cliff blocks. No water, so I may break this up into rounds because I have water at my car, but not sure yet. Or I may just go all the way with no water. We'll see. Mile 2, 9:20. All right, time to turn around. Got 27 minutes left. Just at 3 miles. Right about now.
Lap 3, 9:30.
Mile 3, 9:30.
Lap 4, 9:28.
Mile 4, 9:28.
9:11.
Mile 5, 9:10. Alright, 5.9 miles. I'm here for no more than a minute. Let's get some water, another shot of ketones, and then I'm back. Alright, this second round is at 8:22 to a 9:01 pace. So a little bit quicker. That first round was a 9:17 pace overall. This round we're going the opposite way. Change up the scenery. First round was 5.9 miles. I'm guessing this round will be 6.5 maybe a little less. Mile 1, 8:32. Mile 2, 8:38. Mile 4, 8:45. Mile 5, 8:52. Mile 6, 8:59. 2 minutes left. Alright, I'm taking an extra minute. That one was tough. About an hour 50, 12.22 miles. 9-minute pace exactly. And we got the hardest set coming up. I think I'm gonna take another shot of ketone IQ. I think I'm out of water. Oh, I see another water back here. Oh, God. All right, last round is between a 7:45 and an 8-minute pace. Let's go. Mile 1, 8:18. Different route. We're getting tired. Mile 2, 8:33. I definitely don't have 7s or 8s in me. Just gonna do the best I can. I'm fading. Pretty tired. Mile 3, 9:13. Mile 4, 9:21. Body hurts. Mile 5, 9:29. Just got about 10 minutes left. 18.3 miles. 9:01 pace. We got tired at the end, but we got through that shit. Still a solid effort. Let's go. We ready. We ready for this fucking race. Let's go.